Hey VC, it's me Roger back with another video. It's been over 2 weeks. It's already March 2nd. Get to be my age and the time just flies. Hope you're all doing well. If it's March, that means spring is coming. It's good. In the background, we're listening to this. This is Mary Halverson, Michael Formanek, and Thomas Fujiwara. A group called Thumbscrew. This is a self-titled CD on Cuneiform. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of Mary Halverson. Brilliant guitarist. This is her latest thing. Just came out last month, I think. I just recently got it. So this is a trio, but it's a collective. Each of them composes 3 songs. And what's interesting is that sometimes collectives can sound sort of, not all that collaborative. They've achieved a unique group sound here that's really great. CD only, of course, but Cuneiform, this is a step up label-wise for Mary Halverson. At least in terms of distribution, this should be a lot easier to find. A lot of her records, which are all great, but yeah, check it out. Vinyl or no. I'm still trying to rein in the record buying. That's why I haven't been making videos every week. But I still continue to get some things because it's what I do. Y'all understand, right? This just came in the mail on Friday. I pre-ordered this. Sun Ra's and his Astro Infinity Orchestra, Other Strange Worlds. This is on Roratorio. Really interesting. Purportedly to be the second volume of Strange Strings. Came out on Saturn. It was recorded May 25th, 1965 with a small group. John Gilmore, Marshall Allen, Ali Hassan on trombone, kind of an unusual. Art Jenkins doing a space voice thing, percussion. And this has a definite Strange Strings feel to it, which is one of my favorite Sun Ra records. It's also one of the weirdest. This is definitely along those lines with the unusual stringed instruments like choras and fiddles. And as Sun Ra described, the idea of Strange Strings was to get all these strange instruments and have a study in ignorance, not knowing how to play the instruments but still making some cohesive music. This is great. Recorded at the House of Ra on the Lower East Side of New York. You can hear the telephone ring a few times. But this is great. It's way out there, but it's still Sun Ra is still totally in control of what's happening musically and sonically and spiritually and all other. This is great. I don't know if this is limited or not, but you Sun Ra freaks should jump on this. I think it's vinyl only with a download. Cool stuff. Recent reissue. I gotta say, stop saying all the time. It makes me crazy. Make you crazy? I should learn how to edit them out or something. Excuse me. This recently came out. Glenn Branca's Lesson Number 1. Now, Glenn Branca should be familiar to you Sonic Youth fans. Thurston Moore and Lee Ronaldo played with Glenn Branca, and in fact, they play on some of this. This is Glenn Branca's first EP, Lesson Number 1 for electric guitar on side 1, and Dissonance on the second side. And then there's the third side, Bad Smells, which appeared on one of those John Giorno Poetry Systems records, I think. Some compilation called Bad Smells with Thurston and Lee Ronaldo. Some other folks like David Rosenblum and Ned Splett. Yeah, so Glenn Branca he's most famous for his guitar symphonies, you know, 100 guitars, mass guitars. And Sonic Youth took a lot of what they learned from Branca's use of alternate tunings and having multiple guitars and multiple tunings, and took that to Sonic Youth, turned it into sort of rock thing. So, but this, you know, he's a pretty serious composer, and so while this has rock elements, there's a sense of structure that goes beyond, you know, the typical rock fare. Great stuff. This originally came out in 1979, I think, or 1980 on 99 Records, and this is a new reissue on Superior Viaduct. First disc is 45 RPM, the second disc is one-sided, 33 RPM. Yeah, this is great. You know, original's impossibly rare. So, as a Sonic Youth fan, this is essential. Big record this week was Beck's new one, Morning Phase. It's on Capitol. I was excited about this record because, you know, it was hinted that this was going to be like a follow-up to Sea Change. Sea Change is my favorite Beck record. Really haven't cared much for anything he's done since. You know, certain tracks, you know, there's always some good stuff on his albums, but as whole albums, I just haven't really cared for Beck's work since Sea Change. So I was excited to hear him go back to a more singer-songwriter-y, serious adult theme kind of thing. And now when I first put this on, you know, apparently it leaked. I'm not into that. I wanted to get it, hear it for the first time on beautiful vinyl. And when I first put it on, the first song on here, Cycle, it sounds almost exactly like The Golden Age, which opened Sea Change. Same kind of mid-tempo drum thing, this glockenspiel figure, and I thought, oh, he's just rehashing. But then he takes it in this whole other direction, and this is a gorgeous album. This is, it has that, you know, mellow, drenched in strings and lush arrangements, and some really heartfelt singing from Beck. But it's not as relentlessly depressing and downbeat as Sea Change. This is a more mature Beck, and there are lots of touches that seem to harken back to what was going on in his life and musically on Sea Change on this record. There's a continuity there that for me I find really interesting, touching. So, you know, haters gonna hate, but this is a gorgeous record, gorgeously recorded. Some of it was done here in Nashville. Blackbird, yeah, great. That's it for new vinyl. Now a lot of this stuff, you know, like I said, I've been trying to keep out of the record stores, but I've been watching VC videos and keeping up with folks on Facebook, and things pop up and I'm like, oh, I've seen that. I should go get that before it disappears. So a bunch of these are kind of like that. And this first one was shown by Teddy. Hey Teddy, if you're watching, welcome back. Formerly known as Vinylicious. He disappeared for a while, but he's back under a new channel name called eat.sleep.vinyl. And if you don't know Teddy, not just really knowledgeable, not just really great records, but also really great production values at a level that I'm not even going to attempt, you know. But just first class, pro all the way. Just such a gift to be, you know, not just showing records on YouTube, you know, like a schmuck like me, but, you know, really a professional product, you know, that he's putting out there for the world. Just great. Check him out if you don't already know that he's back. Anyways, first video on his new channel, he showed this record. This is Steve Lacy, The Door. It came out in 1989 on RCA Novus. So we're into the CD era here, and in fact this is a digital recording, and it sounds like it. And I'd seen this at the store, and for those reasons, I kind of let it slide. That, and I wasn't Steve Lacy's one of those guys I'm familiar with him, but I don't have a lot of his stuff. I have some stuff on CD, but this is my first Steve Lacy piece of vinyl. Fascinating guy. Anyway, Teddy talks about how this record was really important to him during a difficult period in his life, and played some of it. We had beautiful samples of some of the music on here, and wow, I was blown away. I was like, yeah, I saw that at Grammys. I'm going to go back and get that. So I did. If you want to hear intelligent talk about this record, go check out Teddy's talk about it, because it's what can I say, but it's great and all over the place. Different groupings of instruments. Of course, there's a Thelonious Monk cover on here. Steve Lacy's known for his love and tributes to Thelonious Monk and his interpretations of Monk's compositions. I don't know what to say. Go check out Teddy's channel and hear some intelligent discussion about it. All I can say is thanks, Teddy, for showing it and turning me on to it. And yeah, it's great. Hope you're doing well, man. Excuse me. Water. Excuse me. Yeah, so John Coltrane 68. Hey, Chris. On the Facebook page, it's shown not this record, but another David Sanchez record. I thought it was this one. I'm like, oh wait, I saw a copy of Great Escape. So one day I decided to go back to see if it was still there, and it was, because it's B. This is David Sanchez and Tone, Transformation, The Speed of Love. And I remember seeing it there and going, wow, it's a great title, it's a great cover, it's a white label promo, it's got the timing strip. How could it not be good, right? But I passed because, as you can see, it's not in great shape. Plus, I didn't really know that much about David Sanchez. Kind of thought, he was a little on the cheesy side, frankly. But I say that from ignorance, not really from hearing it. Anyway, so yeah, it was still there. So I picked it up and cleaned it up, and this is great fusion. This is just, yeah, right up JC68's alley. Really glad I picked this up. Yeah. While it's a great escape, it's kind of funny. This guy comes up to me, he says, hey, you're the VC guy, right? I'm like, whoa. I never really expected to be recognized. So I was a little taken aback, sorry. So it was Charles Simmerly is his channel name. I can't remember now if is that your real name. I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry. But he's got a channel here with a bunch of videos, real cool guy. I'll put a link down below. It's really cool to meet him and chat with him. Sorry if I was a little taken aback because I wasn't expecting to be recognized. But it's cool, right? So I'm at the record store, so I might as well dig around a little bit. And found a few things. This is probably the coolest find. This is The Ark by Chad and Jeremy. White label promo with a timing strip. This is from 1968 on Columbia Records. Now, I think Derek had shown this or their previous record and talked about them a while back, and I was intrigued. And so they had this, and the jacket is in super, really nice condition. These corners are crisp and it's clean. But the vinyl was not even in the sleeve. It felt hemmed and hawed. It wasn't cheap, wasn't real expensive. It's not an original, from 68, 2i Columbia. Got on my phone, Googled a little bit, and decided, yeah, what the hell, pretty rare record because it didn't sell well. In fact, the producer, who's the producer here, Gary Usher, was fired from Columbia for spending all this money on this terrible record. Got terrible reviews. And you know, if Derek hadn't shown this record and talked about it, I would have passed. You know, 'cause, you know, look at that cover, and you know, the general consensus is this was just derivative or whatever. But it's a really great sunshine pop, psychedelic folk rock thing. It's just beautiful. Sort of complex song structures that don't really, you know, there was no hit singles out of this. Songs don't really stick in your head, but there's so many beautiful production touches and great singing, and yeah, this is beautiful. Really psyched to find something like this in the bins. Someone else on Facebook, and I can't remember who it was, I'm really sorry, had shown this, and I remember the Grayscape had a copy of this. This is Artland and Rabisa Patrol, titled Desert Marauders. ECM, 1978. Yeah, Artland, Mark Isham on trumpet and flugelhorn, Bill Douglas on bass and flute, Kurt Wortman on drums. Not sure why I passed on this before. You know, $3. Picked it up, it's great. Great ECM fusion. Super happy to have it. Thank you, unknown VC Facebook person, for showing that record. One more. See, I'm keeping it under control, folks. You may not think so after you see this, though. Some of you are gonna laugh. This is Rainbow on Stage, double live album on Polydor from 1977. Yeah, this is, you know, excuse me. This is, you know, Ronnie James Dio and Richie Blackmore, Cozy Powell, Tony Carey and Jimmy Bain, doing a kind of Deep Purple kind of thing, and it's a double live album, so there's some indulgent things on here, and maybe blasphemy, but Dio's not my favorite vocalist in the world. But there's some killer stuff, some that heavy Deep Purple, proggy, organ-driven keyboards, and Richie Blackmore's great guitar player. And you know, the excess is part of its charm, as far as I'm concerned. You know, it wasn't expensive. Laugh all you want. Rainbow. Okay, folks, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. There's some more records coming in the mail. It should arrive next week, including Derek Higgins' new one, Flyover. I'm really excited about that. A couple other things. So I'll be back soon to show that and more, probably. Take care, everybody.